closing our eyes and coming into this shared space together for our virtual graduation. So getting yourself settled, feeling everything that's alive inside of your body, excitement, connection, sadness, letting each of these emotions and sensations have their space inside of you. And in this moment, inviting you to deeply drop into your relationship, your connection with Mother Earth. The trees, the flowers, the plants that called you to this specific program, to this specific path. Giving gratitude for the messages that were offered to you and the trust that you then felt through those messages. And this is the place of your relationship with all of nature. And feeling this sacred circle of sisters, each one of them having very similar pulls and communications from Gaia to land here in this unique configuration of this epic year. Feeling and or sensing and or hearing the immense guardianship around all of us as we continue to walk this incredible and generous path. And on this day of equinox, we bring forth gratitude for this partnering with the web of life. So taking 3 deep breaths. Giving thanks for all that is present in your life right now. And offering that gratitude to the upliftment of all beings to be loved, to be free, to be at peace, and for Gaia to thrive. And so it is. Blessed be. Whenever you're ready, taking your time to come back into this space. So here we are. We've been talking about this and feeling this for some time. And this is our moment of completion through this specific container. And there's some things that I want to share, and then we're going to do a guided journey together. So a few things that I want to share, although I feel like there's always like 15 things I want to share. You probably have felt that from me before. Please make sure to have your packages nearby you right now. So you don't have to get up at a later time. So, with any endings, there's always a lot of feelings. And sometimes there's a feeling of, okay, I feel really grateful. I feel full. I feel complete. I'm ready to move forward. And so I really presence that for all of you who are feeling that. And then there's also this part of the sadness of leaving a circle that's been so well established, and where it's like the deepening is just enriching and continuing, and the inquiry of how to continue to create and cultivate that once this specific iteration is over. And so there's just always a lot present. And then, of course, today is equinox. So most of us are here in the Northern Hemisphere, but we do have some ladies in the Southern Hemisphere. And this day is really, it's the first, it really was Thanksgiving. Like, this was the Thanksgiving feast and celebrations of the ancient ones. And so it's just so potent to have this day where we come together, and even in grief we might be feeling, or celebration that we feel, we get to honor it all together. And we get to give gratitude for, really, like I said in that opening meditation, really the plants and the trees and nature calling you into a deeper relationship. And that's going to continue to take many different paths along your life. Some of you are just going to totally invest yourselves in flower essences. Some are going to be pulled to deepen into herbal medicine or essential oils, or maybe permaculture, but there's always going to be this questing and this devotion in yourself of deepening this partnership. So this day that holds the polarities in union of the solar and the lunar, this day that holds really a unification that goes beyond the binary realms of understanding, is the place that we both come into completion and beginning for whatever is next for each and every one of you. And so also, the power of this day falling on the number 22, which is connected to Mary Magdalene, connected to, all the energies that she carries. But for me, what I want to presence most today is her act of service in love and spreading love, and through an embodied place. And really I hope that you have felt that in this program, that it's about coming into the embodiment of self, and through that offering your deepest essence, which is always love. So what I would love to do is to really give honor to this container that you have each traveled through very significant things over the past 5.5 months, internally, personally, and then of course, who would have imagined that this would be our reality of a global shared pandemic? So what I want to honor from this place is the way that the 4 elements, all of our guides and guardians, the flower essences, have radically kept you all safe. So even though you've gone through many aspects of grief, rage, trauma, journeying with your sisters here, journeying with your mentors, you've actually all been really safe. And that's because of the container that was set here. And I want to take a moment to deeply honor that. And of course, for those of you who have fallen in love with flower essences, as I so hope you have, this is the beginning. And obviously within this flower essence practitioner training program, there's only so much that can be offered and shared. There's so much more that could be taught to you. And I also deeply want to remind you that we have tendencies to, want to expand and want to just learn everything. And there's a lot of layers to go back to just even in this program. Things that you need to hear again, things that you missed the first time around, things that you might need to hear 100 times in order for them to really settle into the nuanced realms of your cells and your bones. So this is what we've offered here is pretty vast, and there's a lot more. There's no, there's kind of no boundaries with flower essences. It's just this limitless, expansive modality, which is amazing. And so as we speak about the container that's been offered here, I want to give great honor to Ulasita, to Karuna, and to Joe. And I can only imagine the love that you have for them, for those of you who mentored with them. And I deeply want to honor each of them. I'm just gonna honor them all together, because it would be too hard to go deeply. I'd spend 2 hours on each of them. But I was thinking about it this morning, and one of the things that came forward to me as I thought about each of them, and specifically as a trinity together, is like they're always a yes. They're always a yes. So I bring them something. How about this? It's like they're always a yes to this process and to this container and to what they know is possible to be created here. And that's a pretty incredible experience for me to have and to then get to offer and share to all of you. And so I imagine that you have felt their complete openness and willingness. And specifically this year, you know, having to cancel our in-person retreat and wanting to show up even more for you all because of what's happening. You know, it was just creating the sister circle calls and saying yes to the practicums that I brought forward. It was just their willingness is why you see the light that shines around each of them. And that goes for their personal and deep explorations, and also the weight that they hold and have carried each of you and the entirety of this container. So I prayed for years for them. And I speak that as a place of honoring them, and also a reminder for all of us of the power of your prayers and of holding them for them to come forward in the timing that they're meant to. I know sometimes it can feel like I'm holding this prayer. Why is it not coming? And we just trust, and we keep holding that prayer and following all the morsels. So Olasita and Joe and Karuna, thank you so deeply for who you each are and for the stand that you've taken in this program for these women and for your loving hearts. I really am so grateful. And I bow to each of you with all my love. And I'd love to take a moment for each of you to share as we come into this completion moment, what you're grateful for, what you're present to, anything that you want to offer into this space as real focalizers and foundational pillars here.
I feel like I never go first, so I'll go first. I feel speechless this whole year. The gratitude I feel for this program, for each of you as sisters, and then Ulasita and Joe and Amaya. I feel my cells just tingling, and there's a lot of things in my life for me to be grateful for, and this just like trumps all of it. And I'm grateful for the way in which each of you showed up and your willingness to go with the flow as we navigated unprecedented times in the world and the program. And you all just flowed with us and were patient with us, and you showed up. And so I'm so grateful for each of you and your journeys. and what you'll bring forward in this world as you branch out and use everything that you gained. And Amaya, there are just no words like every year watching you set this container and hold this space and watching you change the world. It is just so incredibly inspiring. And yeah, there's really just no words for my love and gratitude for you. So thank you.
I feel so much emotion right now. It's feels hard to communicate with language. Year after year, getting to weave in this container with like-minded sisters who are here to serve one another and to serve of Gaia and to serve Gaia. It's like each year, the truth of what we're doing lands more deeply in my body. And this year, to be with each of you and to journey with each of you and to get to know you in such an intimate way and to see the light that you shine and the ways in which you weave your medicine into the world, it inspires me. Each and every one of you hold these beautiful, exquisite, unique, and magical gifts, and it activates something within my own self. It activates something within me that keeps me going in my own life. To feel a sisterhood across the world and to weave these threads and this tapestry that we're weaving together. Sometimes it feels like life is so busy, and I don't know about you all, but I get caught in my mind and my nervous system gets a little frazzled, and I can take for granted the profundity of this. But this year, with everything that's happening on the planet, it seems that there was no way to take it for granted. There was no way for it not just be so loud and in my face that what we're doing here together is absolutely it's a foundational piece for what we're all going to continue to do throughout our lives and what we're going to continue to see unfolding on our planet. And so I feel humbled and honored to get to know you and to share with you and to learn with you and to grow with you and to weave with you. And I pray that this is only the beginning and that you'll join us in our collective so that we can stay in touch with each and every one of you so that we can continue to hold and love and support one another for years and decades and lifetimes to come. And all of these words also speak to this beautiful container that Karuna and Joe and Amaya and I have been holding. And this year there was a deepening. There was a deepening. There was a deepening in our hearts' connections, which in past years I would have never even known could be possible. There was a deepening in the way in which we show up to serve you all, and to serve Gaia, and to serve the awakening and the healing of the planet in the best way that we possibly can. And I love all of you so much, those of you whom I know and those of you whom I've only screened. I love so much, and we're all kindred sisters here. And I know, like, when we're doing things online, sometimes it can feel less intimate, right? It can be hard to grasp the depths of the intimacy of the love that is here. And I pray that each of you can feel that in your hearts right now. We're here, we're real, and we love you so much. Maya, Karuna's words for you spoke so true to my heart as well. And the way that you grow, and the way that you anchor more deeply into your own sovereignty and into your own queenly essence of literally grounding and spreading the medicine of Gaia over the planet. Each year, I am in awe. I'm in awe. I don't know how you do it. I wouldn't want to do it. You amaze me. You amaze me. And we are so blessed to have you here. We're so blessed to have you here. We're so blessed for every single morsel of energy and time, love and devotion that you pour into the Woman Rising School, into this program, into the essences that we get to receive, that transform and shape our realities and our lives, that purify our old belief systems, that move ancient traumas out. There's no words. So may we to grow together as sisters, and may we continue to spread the good works of Gaia all over the planet forever and ever and ever. I love you all so much. Jo, Karuna, our Trinity has also so deepened this year. It really has. And I can't wait until we can do a retreat or a pilgrimage or something so that we can hug one another and kiss one another's faces and journey with one another in the 3D and in time. And you'll be in my heart and in my dreams. I love you all, sisters. Bless you on your journeys. Bless you in your service to this world. Bless you.
Dear sisters, I really can't believe that we are at this point and that here we are at the end of this epic program. I feel layers of course, immense wonder and gratitude, but also layers of grief. This has been such an incredible year. It's been such an honor to journey with each of you and to get to know you and to witness the incredible courage that you've continued to show, the ways in which you've continued to show up, and also to witness you blooming throughout these past 5.5 months. It's truly been breathtaking. And so, truly this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of the work that we share together in the world, and I'm deeply, deeply honored and deeply grateful to walk with each of you. So thank you. Thank you. And Karuna and Ulasita and Amaya, I have no words. I have no words to convey the immense gratitude and the enormity of the love that I feel for each of you. It is one of the greatest gifts of my life to walk with each of you in this way. So thank you. And Amaya, I adore you. I'm in awe of you. And thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this transformational work that you offer to the world. Thank you, sisters.
Thank you, Karuna and Olasita and Joe, so much for everything. Everything. So we're gonna engage in a visualization, but before we do that, I just want to speak one last thing. Although it may seem that there's many within your communities that still don't yet know about flower essences and the power of them, I want to tell you that this is the medicine of this now moment. And what that means is that we've been having this, incredibly intimate experience, and this has been a microcosm intimacy. Flower essences are a movement, not just of returning people back to the earth, as so many are doing through the gifts of this pandemic, but to move people out of suffering into wholeness through natural ways. Our world is not only incredibly polarized and divided, but there is so much trauma embedded in the soils of the earth and the soils of the human body. This is not just medicine that's like nice and sweet. This is medicine for this now moment. And it really is up to each one of us to be that stand, that that's what this is, for this medicine to come out into the world. And so I speak that for all of you to have a greater context of what this medicine is really about. Because it can be kind of easy to kind of get into our own frame of, like I said, just like they're really sweet. This is way bigger than that. And just as I prayed for Olasita and Joe and Karuna, I have prayed for each and every one of you. I have prayed for you to find flower essences, for you to fall in love with them, for you to have your own emotional healing journey, and for you to want to share them in the world through your specific iteration of what that means. Because my prayer, one of the greatest prayers that I carry, is that all people use flower essences. Because they're radical and they're miraculous. And what people kind of get used to feeling or dealing with, that doesn't have to be. So you are the answer to my prayers and my dreams. And I deeply pray that you go out into the world and share this with your courage and your love and generosity, because it is the medicine that is most needed right now. Essence to essence. That's how we change the world. That's how we create the world that we want to live in. So we're going to close our eyes, take some breaths, feeling everything, things that we understand, things that we don't yet understand that are perhaps brewing underneath the surface for us to realize at a later moment. And so as you close your eyes, I just invite you to really allow your breath to move you into the center of your body. Listening to the bell bring you home, your center point, that place of your own essence. And in that deepest place that you can connect with, presencing that which you're grateful for in this moment, specifically around this journey, in this sisterhood with these allies that are flower essences. So there may be one gratitude, there may be multiple gratitudes, but bringing them forward so that they can be presenced and honored. And as you feel into these gratitudes, I ask you to go even a step deeper. Usually when we have something we're grateful for, there's a reflection of what that means about who we are. So if you're grateful for the plants calling to you, there's might be a reflection of what the plants have offered to you, how they've picked or chosen you to be an emissary, to be an ambassador, to be a facilitator. And so as you get clear on your gratitudes, you become clearer on your values and who you are. And who you are at the deepest core with all of this is an earth priestess, a medicine woman. Perhaps another word that resonates with your own blood lineage or with spiritual lineage. This aspect of you in the role connected to Gaia, connected to healing. And so feeling this part of you this aspect that is growing and blossoming will continue to expand and strengthen. This part of you that takes responsibilities for her life's direction, understanding that every moment, every choice, every action taken creates a spiral of change. And knowing that each of these decisions and actions are based in your deep connection to the earth. And as you breathe, knowing that your life force fans the flames of this aspect of you as Earth Priestess, as Medicine Woman. This part of you that is filled and fueled by your partnership with the plants, the trees, the flowers, the elementals. It's part of you that actually understands yourself more greatly and understands the world more greatly and humanity more greatly because of this partnership with the plants and the trees and the flowers and the elementals. That becomes your center, your compass, this place of belonging. Herein lies the part of you who thrives as you serve, serving your family, your community, your brothers, your sisters, beloveds. It's part of you that facilitates healing through your service. And actually, way beyond that, because you cast light into the world through your very presence. As this part of you serves, you literally support the fragmented, the forgotten, the ignored, the exiled parts of self to come home. As you serve, you fulfill layers of your destiny. You repair places within your own self that have felt unlovable or broken. And through this transfiguration of self, you become the greatest reflection and mirror for others to do the same. You give permission for others to do the same. This part of you, this glorious medicine woman, this potent earth priestess, who has partnered deeply with the great mystery, who is a chalice through which the divine pours forth. and through which the divine can then be communicated and shared and heard. And so again, inviting you to take a breath in and out as you feel all that you're able to receive as you and we explore this intrinsic part of you. This aspect too is enthralled and in awe of flower essences, who has felt the energetic frequency of ingesting the essence of nature, touching into your most protected parts. Knowing that it is only through the embodiment, the relationship that you have with these, that you can again become a mirror and offer this healing to others. And so as we engage with this part of yourself and we bring this part of yourself into the forefront, the center of this moment, really noticing what happens with your own body, noticing the frequency, expand. This medicine woman, keeper of sacred plant medicines, bridge walker of the unseen to the seen, brave and courageous revolutionary to bring forth ancient medicines into this present moment, at this great turning and awakening on our planet. And this part of you is ready to be expressed and felt and spoken and heard, just like the parts of you that are mother, lover, daughter, entrepreneur, CEO. This is an expression that fulfills a wholeness inside of you. And as we polish each of these facets, there's a union of self, a homecoming. And this part of you, just like all the other parts, is vital when she is nourished, when she is remembered, when she's honored and celebrated, and when she is able to literally be in service to the upliftment of all beings. So on this day of equinox, for those of us in the northern hemisphere feeling the layers of harvest, of death and rebirth, of the king and the queen, of our gratitudes, and those in the southern hemisphere on spring equinox, feeling the delight and levity and blossoming, the gratitude after the long winter, the hieros gamos of the sacred marriage. On this holy, holy day, where the sun's mysteries penetrate into our earthly bodies, where the sun's regenerative forces are felt in the plants and the trees and the flowers that we so love. I ask you to make a commitment, a vow to this part of you as medicine woman, earth priestess, guardian, and again, whatever word most resonates for you. A vow to serve, to nurture, a vow to give space and energy and room for this part to continue to grow. This can be words, this could be a song, this could be a gesture. I invite you to speak it clearly, whatever most wants to come through you in this moment. And so feeling all the parts of you come together, creating this beautiful artwork that exists within. And offering one more final word for this moment of gratitude to yourself, to this part of you, to all parts of you, as you continue on this earth walk. Taking 3 deep breaths, allowing all of this to be present in your body. This homecoming, reunion, deepening, blossoming, opening. And so it is. So it is. And so you are, and always have been, and always will be. coming back into our space, really taking whatever time, or if you need to move your body at all, please do so. Sometimes it's nice to give a wiggle after that, let everything kind of find its place. And this is important for you to have felt in your body, because in a world that's growing more and more chaotic, with more and more uncertainties, the only certainty is that there's going to be more and more chaos, more and more truth revealed. This medicine woman, this earth priestess, is integral to how you will continue to show up and live your truth. And so because we're in that constant place of remembering and forgetting and remembering and forgetting, and we need these anchors to remember, I have a gift for each of you, as you know, so that you remember. So in those days where you forget who you are, where you believe any of the untruths that you are less than, where you feel isolated and without sisterhood, where you forget to take a flower essence to support you in whatever you're feeling, I offer you a sacred anchor. And of course, these have been used for thousands of years to bring us home. So you can open your gifts, and as you open them, I'll explain to you what it is and why this is your anchor in this program. And so I think that all of you have received them, except for maybe our sister in New Zealand. I've just been kind of tracking hers. So as you know, this is the 7th year of this program. And so every year women receive this same necklace. And the idea, of course, is first and foremost that it's so easy when you're wearing a necklace to just touch it and be reminded, okay, this is who I am. This is me. It's such a quick and good reminder. And growing up, my mom always said, you know, when something really significant happens in your life, a significant birthday or significant year, it's always powerful to have a piece of jewelry, because it's not like it's something that you'll hopefully keep and wear and cherish and perhaps even pass down to somebody else. And beyond the anchor point, which is, foundational, I always had this visual of each of you wearing this necklace and finding one another out in the world and knowing immediately that you're sisters and you speak the same language and you hold similar love in your heart And actually last year was the first time that this happened. So we had sisters from different programs who both live around the New York City area, and they were at an event and they found each other. And they sent me a picture, and it was so beautiful because it's really what I've always imagined to have happened. So please wear it with all of my love and all of my prayers for what it reminds you of. And so for those of you who don't know, this is the seed of life. Of course, it's in the shape of a flower. So these are specially made for this program. And the seed of life comes from the Vesica Pisces, which originates from a circle of one, becoming a circle of two within the Vesica Pisces, which becomes the Trinity of three. And the seed of life is 6 Vesica Pisces merged together. And so you have this, I'm losing my words, immense aspect of creation where everything arrives and derives. And the seed of life becomes the flower of life. And so these sacred symbols have been used for thousands and thousands of years, from temples to altars, reminding us of where we come from, reminding us of the power that we have. And for me, the seed of life reminds me that we're all seeds of light, that we've been awakened and activated at this specific moment in humanity's timeline to illuminate and to remember, and that we're sprinkled all across the globe to amplify as these seeds. And so that's how I like to imagine each of us as we're wearing this, and of course, just going out into the world as flower essence practitioners. So may you wear this in joy and love. May you remember who you are. May you meet each other along the way in the 3D realms and have immediate recognition within soul. And really a deep bow and honor to you for have graduating from this program and through this experience. So I'd love to open the space up for shares or gratitudes. If everyone wants to share, we can do that. We can just take a couple minutes each, or if you are not wanting to share, that's okay too. But I wanted to create the space for sharing as you complete and you begin, and on this day of equinox. So I'm going to mute myself, and you can unmute whoever wants to, and we'll just kind of go around the circle in sharing.
Okay, well, then I will go first, the one who don't speak English properly, so it's really hard for me to find the correct words for you to share. So yes, it's the first time I really allowed someone to show all of my parts. And it was the first time that I felt really beloved for just who I am, and I'm really, really grateful for that. So it's an honor to carry this, and I will look out for your jewelry somewhere. So hopefully we will meet someday. And thank you so much for joining the path. And so I'm sorry that I can't share everything that I feel with you because there are no words. Thank you so much. And I really love you. I honor you. And I am so grateful that I was able to see your rise and all of your deep journeys that you shared. Thank you so much.
I can go next. I often have a lot of words, and I have been reminded on so many occasions that it's just as effective to use less. Fewer words can be very powerful. So Anashi, thank you for your words. They were just right. And the one thing that I do want to say before the tears begin to spill fully is I had no idea that I could feel this way, that this was within me. But I am so grateful. Thank God that this all happened, whatever the astral alignment was within all of us and everything that's happening in our world right now. Thank God that it all happened this way. I had no idea that this was me. And I will see you all out there. Thank you.
I'll go next. Wow. Again, it's hard to find the right words because the feeling is so overwhelming. I've never felt so supported before. And I've been in some really powerful groups of women. But the support of all of you and Amaya and the flower essences all combined has been so potent. And I would say for the first time in my life, and then my first time as a teacher and as a leader, that I like fully confidently believe in myself and my capabilities. And it took me so long to get here. I've been striving to reach this place where I'm like, okay, I'm a good teacher. I can make an impact. I can help people, even though people have been telling me for years. I had to actually feel it within myself, and I finally feel it. And so it's really from the support of this group and all of you and the essences, and I'm just so deeply grateful and honored. And I look back at the breadcrumbs that led me here, and it's so magical to look back at all the little moments that led me to this space. So thank you. Thank you, Amaya. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, all of you, for showing up in the way that you've showed up and holding such a sweet space for me and for all of us and for the world. Thank you, thank you.
I can go next. I'm at loss of words like everyone else. I feel like a beautiful mess right now. Everything I say, I feel like I want to bawl. I've never felt more celebrated for the things I didn't acknowledge in myself, and it's just been such a beautiful container for everything to just come forth and meet sisters who are on the same path as you or share similar similar wounds, similar paths. It's just been, and the synchronicities that have been happening left and right, it's just everything feels so right. It feels so divine. It feels so celebrated in the cosmos. So for that, I thank you and I honor all of you for being here and showing up for yourselves and for your sisters and for your families. Amaya, I've told you this over and over, how much I love you and how much I honor your work and the work that you do in this world. It's just, I thank you. And Karuna, Joe, and Ulasita, thank you for being the gatekeepers and for loving us and for holding us and supporting us. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Can go. It's really hard to put into words, like everyone's saying. The experience of this group has been the most beautiful display of this amazing held masculine container that the four of you have created, along with and just the precision of the content to the beautiful feminine flowing and yeah, I don't know how to put it into words, but it's like nothing I've experienced, and I'm beyond grateful. And Amaya, your generosity and beauty and just clarity is inspiring, and I'm forever grateful. And thank you for the journey, and I look forward to seeing you in the world.
I can go next. I really feel like this sacred container arrived in divine timing into my life. As I said to Amaya when we first got in touch, when I saw this program, I knew it was meant for me. And I knew that the universe just put it on my path. And I never thought I would needed it in this period of time so much. And I'm so grateful for all of you sisters. I'm so grateful for you, Amaya, and Joe, Karuna, and Lasita. Thank you so much for being just beautiful, beautiful, inspiring women. And I'm really grateful for this container that has allowed me to open some doors for my healing that I don't think would have opened if it was not for this container. So thank you.
I'll speak. I just want to try to put into words the power of the plant kingdom. And I really appreciate the container that's been built for us at this moment of time, but I also can really feel the immensity of the container that's been built for us by the plants for eons. And that feels really good, even though it's like, whoa, it makes your body almost feel like it's going to explode. So thank you for allowing me to deepen that relationship. I'd like to presence the rosemary plant in downtown Seattle that called out to me a year and a half ago and would not leave me alone. So it's fun to work with the plants in the city, to recognize the power of nature in them. And so I want to thank the city plants that have held a container for me. I live in an apartment. I don't have a garden. I have a lot of parks. And so just really wanting to presence that vast magnitude of our ancestry through the plants, through the elementals, through the unseen, through the planet and her ascension, and how through each of us, by birthing another version of ourselves, are birthing the new earth. And it's messy and it's waves and undulations of positivity and negativity, is it not? But just wanting to thank each of you for the space that you're holding in your environment, and again, presencing the space that our environment is holding for us. And also just wanted to show you guys the hat. It's got a heart in the center. So again, namaste. Thank you so much for this program and for sharing the energies with us, and for the leaders in the container. And thank you for listening. Blessed be. Thank you, sisters. I'm so glad to be here.
I feel my heart's going to pop out of my chest. Oh, gosh. So just echoing everything that everyone has said. Again, no words. But I do have a poem that I'd like to share that spoke to me, that might speak to everyone right now. It's called Reclaiming. We are the descendants of generations of women who were told they were sinful or crazy. We are the descendants of generations of women who were not believed. We are the descendants of the women who had had to hide their ability to heal on pain of death. This is the time of reclaiming. We are reclaiming the lost feminine and birthing it through our shameless female bodies into the modern world. We are reclaiming lost feminine voices and self-expression and listening to them at last. We are reclaiming our communities as places where these values are cherished. We are reclaiming our magic. We are reclaiming healing ritual. We are reclaiming our intuition as a valid and necessary way of knowing. We are reclaiming our connections with each other, the natural world, and directly to soul and spirit. We are reclaiming a direct connection to our own life force. We are reclaiming the wholeness of ourselves, our lightness and our dark. We are reclaiming the traditions of our people, forgotten, punished, ignored, gratefully relearning the ways of our healers, our other healers, our ancestors, from those who have kept their traditions alive against all odds through times of peril. In this, the time of the great unraveling, it is time to reclaim our birthright. Oh, thank you, ladies. Best be. Love you all.
Thank you, Claire. That was beautiful. I really do feel like exactly how that poem was. I really feel like I am reclaiming who I really am. And everyone here is so beautiful. And I'm just, I've never felt this connected to so many beautiful women in ever. And it's so amazing that we can do this at this time. And really, we can reclaim who we are and bring forth so much love and healing at a time when it's so needed. And thank you, Amaya. That was so, it's so amazing to think. I never even thought of it, that this medicine is so needed right now. And it really is. And I didn't even realize it until you mentioned that. So thank you. And thank you to everyone here. It's been amazing. And again, like what Barb said, I couldn't even imagine that I would feel this way. And it's so amazing. I don't want this to end. And I know it won't. And I know it'll transform into something else. And I hope to meet every single one of you. So thank you. I love you all.
Hello, everybody. I've composed myself enough to be able to get words out because I've just cried for the last 90 minutes. Just a huge, huge thank you and deep, deep gratitude and appreciation for Amaya, for her wisdom and her teaching and her holding and her setting up of this beautiful, beautiful container that has felt so safe and so sacred, and also to Karuna and Joe and Ulasita for holding that beautiful and wonderful space for us. And I've just experienced such deep healing and such connection with all of you. I think that the sense of sisterhood that I feel is so powerful and so strong, and I feel so connected to all of you, and I just think it's so amazing that we're in all different corners and parts of the world, and yet through these beautiful flowers and trees and Gaia, we've all just been connected as one on this magical journey. Yeah, it's just been incredible, and so I feel like strong and empowered and ready, and yeah, just so grateful, and just thank you, every single one of you, so much from the bottom of my heart. I feel so held. Thank you.
I'll go next, if I may. I just want to say thank you. Again, there's just so much I wish I could say, other than there's a lot of love in my heart. I didn't know that I can feel so much love for women that I never even met or have seen in person. It's very ironic, because I realized there was a lot missing in my life, and it's like every single one of you was one of those things that was missing in my life. And that includes, I think, I truly believe that Amaya came into my life as a guiding light, being brought here by Mary Magdalene. I see so many synchronicities and so much love that she's brought to me and taught me. And this gift that you have given us, Amaya, I'm very grateful for it, because I've always remembered Mary Magdalene's the red thread, and the fact that when you see it, you will remember. And so this is another representation of that love that you have created in this safe container of sacredness. It's another thread to really connect us in a loving way, in a way that I never thought was possible. It's something that just brought me back, to the place of the heart, to a place of remembering things that I didn't even know of past lifetimes, and just knowing that, we were all there. We were all there at one point, being flame keepers and light keepers for each other. And through the suffering and through the memories that I know that we can all see and we all remember, we come to a place of wholeness, where Amaya gives us the opportunity to feel once again, that embodiment of earth priestess, healers, whatever you choose to call yourself. But just, I see this as a sacred ceremony where I thank you for, including me. Thank you for the love you have provided me. I look forward to seeing all of you every Tuesday. I usually do yoga at this time, And then it came to a point where I stopped going to yoga to come see all of you. And it's like I am going through a moment of grief. You know, I'm grieving this moment, this death. But I have made some very, very beautiful connections with some women here. And I am so deeply excited for, you know, for what they will become, because I feel that I've already known them for many, many lifetimes before. And so again, you know, to Ulasita and Joe and Karuna, thank you for providing so much love and guidance. You never judged. You never judged me. You never judged any of us. And you provided such a loving place for us to really be us. And thank you for that. So I will miss all of you, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.
If I can go next. I keep on trying to like compose myself to go. I was talking with my friend last night about teasing and how much I hate to be teased. And she's like, really, why do you hate to be teased? It can be kind of fun. And I realized that my whole life I've always been teased about being me, because I'm so different than so many people. And I realized this morning that like I've always been walking parallel to this path, but never wanting to be on the path. And I finally feel at home. It just feels so beautiful to return. And I just feel free. And I am eternally grateful for finding Amaya. And for not being able to afford her rates. So I went on her website and was like, who can I see? Who's an understudy? I know she must have a beautiful understudy. And for finding Ulasita, who's, you know, my deep, deep love for you, Ulasita's. Been working with Ulasita for 2.5 years, and I could go on for hours about her. I can't wait to meet her in person because we've woven lifetimes together, and we'll both be in full holy water tears. And she has been such a sacred, sacred, sacred guide to help me unfreeze these parts of my soul that were locked away, that I locked away because I was too scared, and for things that happened. And I'm just eternally grateful for Amaya and the container. And I can feel when I enter the container, I can feel the container, like these beautiful spirits of energy swirling around me every day. And it's so beautiful to also now be in sacred sisterhood. I never really thought I needed to have sisters that I could talk to about these other realms. And now I'm like, how did I go so long without having that? And realizing that it's such an integral piece of healing for me. So I'm just eternally grateful.
Hi, beautiful sisters. I've been the germ of the idea of what I wanted to share with you all has been morphing as you all speak, and has been sort of gaining clarity with everything that you guys have shared. And this journey, you know, to self, you know, the beginning of the journey for me really only started maybe 7 years ago, when I came into like body work and came into like realizing who I really am. And that's been so important for me and my discovery. But what I realized through this process with this group and with Essences is like this container has allowed me to be the self that I have been trying to be my whole life. Having you all hold this space as a group, like, just creates such an allowance, the permission to truly be something bigger, you know. I mean, I feel like I've been trying to be this way in the world and met so much resistance, and then I've had so much fear and protection around myself. You know, I almost beat myself up trying to be this way in a world that wouldn't allow it to express safely. So finding myself, but then landing here and feeling completely safe to be this true. For all of you to show up and be this true, like this is, you know, this is the Garden of Eden. This is how we are meant to be together. This is us embodying something, right? That there's so much contrast against, like the opposite of this in the world. And this is a living example of being the way that I've always wanted to be. Like, this is such a coming home, like beyond the coming home to self, this is the coming home to community, the way we're all meant to be with one another. And oh my goodness, right? Like, we're living the example of what we want to carry forward into the world. Like, what a powerful example to have lived now that we can bring forward with us in our own groups. So I want to acknowledge all of you, the teachers, and each of you as individuals for like really showing up and being here and being true. And I feel you. Thank you so much. Like, what a homecoming. You know, finding myself as a homecoming, but finding the community is the ultimate homecoming. So thank you to each and every one of you. And it's been such a joy to see the sisters who maybe have been a little hidden on our journey. It's been really beautiful to see you today and to hear your voices. And I'm really, really glad to hear you sharing. And if anybody else hasn't joined us yet and wants to, I really welcome you. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Boy, am I sweating. Woo!
I'd love to share a poem, but first I just want to speak a couple of words from my heart and offer my deep and heartfelt gratitude to the beauty and love and integrity, safety of this container, to Amaya and the mentors, Karuna, Ulasita, and Joe, for me personally, I have, this container for me has been one of such safe holding while I journeyed through my own healing and redefining of self after soul business. And during my whole death process of burning my whole life to the ground, and then through that traveling of the underworld, and now this moment of resurrection, I have felt so held and so loved, and in such unconditional presence and non-judgment. And it has just allowed me, it has freed me to not judge myself. And it has freed me to see how I don't have to judge my process. And it has truly allowed me to come home. And so I just want to offer my deepest gratitude from the depths of my heart. And my heart is beating because I'm going to read this poem. And I wrote this, apparently I'm a poet. I write, but I don't write. I never had written poetry before like these last few months. So I wrote, I felt like it was a bardic sort of lifetime coming forward. But I wrote this poem. This was the second poem in a series of poems I wrote. The first one I posted in the group. And it was written from my soul, like, and it felt like about my journey, but I also, when I feel it, I also feel all of you too. So, okay. Egyptian sunlight, violet moon, Gaia's song, the heavenly rapture. In my heart, a rose, a light, a fire. I am a dragon. I am a golden dragon. I breathe the fires of my life. Rose gold, emerald heart, crystalline opal fire. Here I am. See me now. Fly awake. Dream awake. Rise, rise, rise. I see the golden codes of Gaia's decadent heartlight. An emerald jewel box of secrets now revealed. Ages past, now standing anew. Here we are, come at last, born, rebirth, anew. To the gifts of the soul, story, medicine, flower, magic, and song, hidden codes of wonder within, sacred holy teachings. The texts of the new earth are jewels and rocks, plants and trees, song, essence, and light. I am a golden dragon. Today I take flight. Blessed be.
That was so precious, sister. I don't know. Can you hear me? Yeah. Guess I cannot hear. Something's up here. I guess I cannot. Oh, now. Oh, I had been waiting until I could talk because I just couldn't talk with all I'm feeling and all the love like many of you have expressed. So I don't really know. There's not a lot of words. There's a lot of love. Just want all of you to know that I have fallen deeply in love with each one of you. Like I just feel like I know you know. I have said it so many times, but I'll say it again. I'm deeply in love with all of you and your courage and your strength and your unique expression of being a carrier of Gaia's devotion. Like I just feel okay, it's going to, I don't know how it's going to sound, So Curly Hibiscus called me. It was a dream, and now it's true. I heard once, Tu es la fleur de Dieu, you are the flower of God. And I didn't quite understand. And then Amaya came, and she woke me up. She woke us up. She made pizza made out of flowers for us. And it's my favorite and only kind of pizza that I like. And there are no words. We are the flowers of Gaia. We are the flowers of God. I love you. And it's not the end. I see each one of us rebirthing, and I love this spiral that we are sharing, and I deeply, deeply love you and honor you, each one of you, Amaya, Jo, Karuna, Ulasita. I see your blue. I've been getting lots of blue codes and sending them in your direction, and oh my goodness, there's so much I would like to say to each one, but for now, I just want to celebrate and honor that we're going to remember and be anchored in knowing that we're all flowers of Gaia, and we're flowers of God, and we have said yes to the call. And I don't know what's coming, but I keep saying yes, and I know we're all doing the same. I love you. Las amo.
Hi, sisters. Maria, thank you for your beautiful words. As always, the sweetness from your heart just exudes to all of us. And I know you mean that. I know you mean every word of what you say. It's really felt and so valued and appreciated. And as is the expression that comes from each of you, and like all of us, there is so much I want to say, and words don't really feel they can justify what wants to be expressed, but I will try, and I would love to celebrate, and I honor and celebrate each of you. And Amaya, Ulasita, Jo, and Karuna. I want to presence something that I'm feeling very, very potently. That is the healing medicine of sisterhood, which I think it's been a dream of mine since I was little, but it's one that has been under so many layers of trauma. But it's I've prayed for this for lifetimes. On this journey, a very, very deep wound came up for me, which I really thought I had worked through. And when I spoke to Amaya, he said to me, "Oh, but I know your name." I said, "You don't know me. I've been following you in your beautiful work for so many years, and yet I've never I've never introduced myself because I've taken many trainings, and so this is the first time that I've ever been on camera, which I started, I think, just a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to share that with you. This is an incredible breakthrough for me, and it's something I've been working through for many years. And so I want to thank each of you for witnessing me, for holding the space that you have. I feel the love and the support of this container, and I'm so grateful for it. And I look forward to us continuing our journeys together and supporting one another, even without having this beautiful meeting that we come together every week. So from the depth of my heart, so much gratitude and so much love to each and every one of you. And I so look forward to when we can all meet and be together in person. Thank you, sisters.
Any other shares that want to be spoken? Now would be the time.
I'll share. I was actually just messaging you because I came in late, so I was wondering what like the rhythm was. So I have cried so far in every woman's voice sharing, and I wasn't expecting that, although it kind of reflects the overall experience of the course and like how much I have felt more in a safe container than I think I've ever felt before. And the work and the feeling of being held and being witnessed, and feeling seen, like seen in a way that goes beyond any external relationship, but feeling seen in a way that's so like equally mystical and powerfully stable and grounding. It's like I feel embodied as the most grounded form I've ever felt in this lifetime, and possibly all of them. You know, it took up until now to really get here and absorb it. But there's such a gift, Amaya, that you have in creating and holding space and really offering an example of strength and vulnerability that has really touched me. And I'm so thankful. And I was telling my dad last night of like how I even, you know, came to this program. And just reflecting on the time that this experience has, you know, like the nourishment over the months, and reflecting back to how life has changed so much, and I don't know where I would be if this program wasn't here and now in my life. And it's just been the most stabilizing, revolutionary, emotional nourishment that I could have ever hoped for. And I feel like I've known all of you in lifetimes prior, right? All like picking flowers in the fields and running through castles and living in trees. And to feel connected and supported and express and feel safe in that reconnection feels amazing. And I'm so excited to share with hearts that are seeking this, you know, and who can remember and feel the same kind of safety and love that we've been able to tap into and hold space for. And yeah, it's just like, I knew my best friends were trees, but I really didn't know that they could be in physical form as trees and flowers, you know, like the expansiveness of that feels amazing. And I find myself feeling my most true self without questioning her. And just really having the willingness to share in a way that I haven't ever felt safe to share. And Lasita, you've helped me break through like decades old patterning that felt so liberating, and I would have never known that those were still there without you. And thank you for just being that sister to offer and nurture while also helping me expand. So thank you. And it has been an incredible honor. And I can't wait to see you all in physical, tactile form for hugs.
Thank you, Megan. How about one final sharing before we close? If there is one. Let's see. And if not, that's quite all right.
Go?
I've been waiting for you. Yes.
I don't even know if I have words, but I'll try. My journey here has been long and great. I always, I have a brother, a little brother. Well, he's not little, but he's little to me. I have a little brother, and I loved having a little brother, and I always remember wanting a little sister, or a big sister, or a twin, or anything but a sister. And as all of you were speaking, I realized in sort of looking at my relationships with girls and women as I grew up, that I was always looking for a sister, for someone I could just open up and just be me. And I didn't really know who me was, but I wanted to just be able to share whatever it was. And I have been blessed enough to find that, pieces of that in so many people. And yet when I come here, I realize I've got all of these sisters That's incredibly special. Lasita, Karuna, and Joe, I got to spend time with some of you in the different calls we had, and to be around people who just didn't know me, but yet were able to just accept me for who I was, and everyone in the group for whatever was going on without judgment, without anything but love, really, and support. That was incredibly wonderful, but also incredibly educational to me. I have not experienced that much in life. And so to have that be from people I have never known, literally met on the phone and saw in class, was life-changing for me. Amaya, I can't even look at the computer because I just can't. I'll just start crying and won't be able to stop. So I'll sort of look to the side. Who knew? God, how long was it? 10.5 years ago? Who knew? And yet I always knew. So thank you. Thank you for your patience with me. Thank you for gently guiding me. I'm here and I'm not leaving. I can't wait. I have this dream that I'm gonna go around to different places in the world and meet each one of you. And we'll do like some crazy thing like in the airport when we can all fly comfortably again, and we'll just find each other by our necklaces now. So I'm just putting that out there in case. Thank you all so very, very much. Truly, I feel so blessed. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Natalia. So if there's further shares from women here listening to the recording, please bring them into the Facebook group with a video, perhaps. It's just so nice to feel in that way and to hear words and you know, one of the themes, obviously, that was repeated over and over in the shares was the sisterhood. And obviously that was, you know, anchored in a really specific way because of the time that we're in and the space that we had to really turn towards this experience. And I also just want to deeply honor each and every one of you, because the sisterhood that you're all honoring is because each of you showed up and participated. And it could not have existed without that. And may you continue to foster that. You know, the Facebook group obviously is open forever. And at the same time, maybe you want to create calls together. You know, maybe you want to, you know, get creative to maintain whatever it is that you choose. I love and adore each of you so much. And as you were each sharing, I was thinking, except for two of you, I was on the phone with each of you as you made the choice to come into this program. And I remember saying to you, I'm so excited because I know what is in store for you. And that I may not know the exact details, but I trust deeply in this experience. And you probably heard me say that and just in your excitement was just like, okay, great, you know? Because you don't know until you've had any experience what it's going to be like. That the profundity of flower essences is beyond language. And I'm so grateful from like the deepest, deepest, deepest place in my being that you courageously showed up, that you heard some wild message from nature, from your best friends, and you trusted that. Totally non-rational choice. And those are usually the best. And I am forever grateful. Really, as everyone said, there's no words to encompass my gratitude that you've entrusted me in this part of your experience. It fulfills me in a way that it would be impossible to put into words. And so, with the deepest bow, with love in my heart, you are now graduated as women rising into the truth of who you are from the Flower Essence Practitioner Training Program. On this blessed day of equinox, surrounded in total love. May you feel that deeply, all of your time and money and energy coming into the completion of this moment. So I have an offering for you, should you choose. Just as we crossed over the threshold and you were given a ritual to begin this experience as significant, I ask for you to complete this experience as significant, knowing that it's just beginning. So it can be on this high holy day of equinox. You can pick, a specific astrological day that makes sense for you, or you can move from your heart. And I ask you to go outside and whatever vow you gave in that grounding, that meeting point with your medicine woman, earth priestess, to speak those words once again out loud, to give an offering, to just, right, anything ritualized creates significance. So whatever that looks and feels like to you, I invite you to go out and do that. It's really important. In about 4 days, I will be closing the container energetically. So all the elementals and guardians and allies that I opened up before we began registration, and then once we actually began this circle, I will close so that those who need to listen to the recording have time to do that. And you may feel the container close energetically, and that may be a little bit of a shift at first, but it's also really, again, important so that you can move forward in the way that you're most meant to. We are going to meet next week, actually, to learn more about Gaia's wisdom. So I kind of planned it because I thought, well, I hope they all come next Tuesday because I'm kind of used to being all together with you all. So if that resonates and you want to join us for that. And then also, I would just invite you all again to fill out the reflection forms. And I really ask for testimonials. I mean, I really wish I could have captured what each of you said in this moment. So if you feel inspired to write something after this call, That would be amazing. Any final words before we complete from anyone? So we're gonna sing our closing song, which is, for many of you know it, Our Circle is Open and Remains Unbroken. So I'm gonna unmute you, and you can either sing along if you know the words. If you want to mute yourself, if you don't know the words, that's fine. But the beauty of bringing our voices together, as Venus is in the throat chakra, to amplify our sisterhood, our connections, our prayers, our connection to Gaia is always profound. I don't know how to unmute you all. It only says mute all, or, oh. I think you can just unmute yourselves. It won't let me unmute you. It won't let you? Okay, then I must have pressed something weird. Hold on a second. It won't let me, hold on. Okay, now I'll do it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll sing 3 times. Our circle is open, but unbroken. May the love of the goddess be ever in our hearts. Mary and Mary and Mary meet again. Our circle is open, but unbroken. May the love of the goddess be ever in our hearts. And Mary and Mary part, and Mary meet again. One more time. Circle is open, may the love of the goddess be ever in our hearts. Mary me and Mary part, and Mary meet again.
Circles open but remains unbroken.
Love you all so much. Blessed be. Blessed be. Celebrate yourself today for your earth devotions and who you are. I love you all more than words.
Love you all.
So much love.
Blessed be, sisters. So much love in your journey. We'll meet again.
We'll meet again.
Till we meet again. Lots of love.
Love.
Blessed be. Happy my bone.
Love you.